All right, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up today. My name is Tammy Stoffer. I am with Decor Lighting Sales. We have also a co-host today, Nick, which who many of you know is with us as well, and he'll be helping me host this webinar. I do have everyone on mute. It just helps with the transmission of sound. Otherwise, we get a lot of background noise. But if you have any questions on anything, feel free to unmute yourself. Or you can also use the chat box to type in questions, and Nick will be monitoring that, as will I, and we'll hopefully get those answered for you. Like I said, it'll be about a 15 to 20 minute seminar. We know how important your time is. We want to give you the basics on the new Fanimation release from January, which looked wonderful. So we'll cover that, and we'll also cover the important parts of the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth controls for you. We are recording this webinar, so if you have team members who couldn't join us today but would like to follow up with them, just get in touch with your rep and we can share that recording with you. During this very strange time of quarantine and everything else that we're going through right now, if you have any other training needs that you would like us to address, since we can't see you in person, this is a great way to stay in touch and stay up to date on all of your lighting knowledge. So if there's something that your team in particular would like us to address, just let us know and we can work with you to help create a training or webinar just for you. But if there's no questions, I will get going on the Fanimation information. All right, our first introduction from market was the Cute. This looked fantastic on display. They had it up in the brass with the white blade, which was such a nod to mid-century modern, which is, as you all know, trending very strongly right now. It does have an adaptable light kit. That light kit is very impressive. It is a 90 CRI 3000K, and it comes with its 1350 initial lumens, so you'll get a good amount of light from it, and that's a 16-watt LED. It also comes in several other finishes that you can see listed there. It's listed with the finish first and the blade listed behind that. The second fan they introduced was the Quad. This one is a dry location. The Cute was a damp location. The Quad is a 12-degree blade pitch and has an integrated light kit. And again, it's at that 3000K with 90 CRI. This light kit, though, starts at a 1500 initial lumens, so it's a little bit more light for you. Both of these fans, I think, really cover a lot of different style categories, obviously depending on the finish you select, but from mid-century modern to modern farmhouse, coastal, modern glamour, whatever it is, these are very versatile fans, excuse me, that I think your customers will get a lot of mileage from. Again, both of these, the prices that you see listed are IMAP pricing, so they're well priced for your customers as well. The other exciting thing that Fanimation did this year was come out with black finishes for several of their existing fans. I know, as you do too, black has been trending as well. So you can see we've got these two fans both in black. The Embrace and the Hue in both sizes are both now in black. And if anybody is wondering, that Hue fan has been a great seller for a hugger fan in our territory. So that's something just to note. The Sculpt Air also came out in a new finish, the brass with the acrylic blade. It's a little hard to see on the image, but that is a see-through acrylic blade, so that has a really fun glam look to it. And the all-important Spitfire. The addition that they have this year is the white blade, and they also added the flush. Now that's a flush adapter, so it's ordered separately from the fan. When you install it with that close to ceiling kit, the bottom of the blade to the ceiling is 9.5 inches. If you put the light kit on it, to the bottom of the light kit, it's 11.2 inches. So it really makes a nice tight fan for you. And as you know, the Spitfire comes in all kinds of lovely finishes, and you can see the pricing for that. The we've got the new blades and the flush are listed here, really well priced. In our region, these are just really some of our must-have fans. Again, and I've also listed what finishes are selling well. Hopefully, I know all of you have something probably unique to your area, but these are what we see moving time and time again. Obviously, the Spitfire, the grayish with weathered wood, I think is probably one of the top sellers. Same with the wrap. The quad isn't up and coming, but we're already seeing a lot of movement on that. And actually, I know I have a couple of designers who've put them in their parade homes and model homes already, and it's gone over very well. And just moving on, I'm going to turn it over to Nick, who is going to talk to you a little bit about the controls for Bluetooth and for Wi-Fi.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it. Hope you're all keeping busy and staying healthy. It's going to talk a little bit about the control options for Fanimation. They've really spent a lot of time trying to streamline this and make it a little bit easier going forward. So this year, there have been quite a few changes. Prior to this, there was all sorts. I think they had over a dozen different controls, receivers, transmitters with remotes. So they're trying to streamline that to make it a little bit easier for you and your customer. So we'll start with the Bluetooth Fan Sync. It is a free app available on anyone's smart device. You would want to use the Bluetooth receiver option if your customer wants to control the fan from their phone or iPad. Okay. All AC motor fans, you would order the BTCR9. Okay, the BTCR9, that is $32.99. You will get the canopy mount receiver along with the wall-mounted remote control. So that control kind of acts like a wall switch. You can mount over an existing bracket in the wall, but it can be removed from that wall bracket and used like a remote. So it's kind of a two-in-one there. So there's also, you can control the fan speeds. There is different settings on there for light intensity, when the fan comes on and off. So all sorts of control options, a safe exit feature with the Bluetooth Fan Sync. All the DC fans, so any ceiling fan that is a DC motor, it'll automatically include that Bluetooth receiver with it. So the DC fans are ready to go with Bluetooth Fan Sync right out of the box. With the DC fan, will also be able to control the fan. So if someone's worried, they don't have their phone by them, whatever, you can also use the remote control. One will override the other. All right, next we're going to talk about the Wi-Fi receiver. Tammy, if you can go to that slide. There we go. Thank you. Okay, so the Wi-Fi Fan Sync is also a canopy mount receiver that will work with a smart device and or a voice control. So if you want to use with Google Home, Amazon Echo, Alexa, all that, it's compatible with all sorts. You can see they list them on the bottom of this slide as well. So if you were to use a AC ceiling fan, the receiver that you would order would be a WFR50. WFR50, the distributor net on that is $43.99. And that one receiver will work with all of Fanimation's AC motor fans. And frankly, it'll work with pretty much any ceiling fan as long as that canopy receiver will fit into the bracket. It'll work with anyone's fan. The DC motor fans, each fan has their, as you know, has their own model number first. So say as an example, the custom leave-on, the number on that is 7912. So if you were to order a receiver for that leave-on, you'd order a WFR 7912. So each DC fan has its own specific Wi-Fi receiver that goes with it. So just make sure when you order a Wi-Fi receiver for a DC fan, you have the correct item number on there. The pricing's the same on all of them, the $43.99. The part number is going to be different for each and every fan. It's even going to vary within the same fan. So say, for example, the wrap, which Tammy talked about as being one of the best sellers, the wrap will have one receiver that works for the smaller fans, 44 to 60 inches, and a receiver that works for the larger fans, 64 to 84 inches. So please make sure you pay attention to that when you order it so you get the right control. I'm going to stop here. I see a question. What was the difference in the Bluetooth ones? One had a U. Okay, good question. So 99% of the time when you order that Bluetooth receiver, you're going to order a BT CR9, I think it was. And that is going to work for pretty much all the fans. The one that has the U stands for uplight. So if you happen to order a fan that has an uplight and a downlight, that's where you want to order the U so you can differentiate.
And I think right now, Nick, the Torch is the only one that actually uses that particular control.
Correct. They've had other uplight fans in the past, and they probably will in the future, but I think you're right. That's probably the only one right now. One thing to note with the Wi-Fi receivers, if you order that for a DC fan, well, really for any of the fans, your control that originally came with the fan. So in the case of a DC fan, it's going to be a TR205D transmitter. That will also work with that receiver. There are also other controls of WR500, WR501, WR502. There are other wall controls that you can order that will also work with the Wi-Fi receiver. So in reality, somebody can use the Wi-Fi receiver. They could have a wall switch that's doing it, a wall transmitter, a handheld transmitter, and their smart device. Or you could just use one of the three. So all three options are available with that. Some of the Wi-Fi added features, you have the ability for each fan owner, whoever's house this is in, they can share it with up to 10 guests that can operate this from the app. The setups, scheduling, so your fan and lights can turn on and off at a specific time. So if you're going to be on vacation, you want to make it look like someone's home, you can do that. You can also group fans. So, if you have a big great room and you have two fans in there, you can group those two together so they will operate together. So if you're turning the light on, the light will go on for both of them, so on and so forth. So you can either differentiate them or group them together. You can control your fan from anywhere. So as long as you have internet access where you're at, you could be out of state, whatever, but if you have internet access, you can control your fan. Tammy, if you can move it up to the first slide, I just want to give them an example to the QT. Okay, so we'll just use the QT as an example. It is a DC motor fan, so it's automatically going to come with the Bluetooth. It's going to come with that TR205D remote. If you were to order, your customer wanted the Wi-Fi receiver, you would order the WFR 8534. Let's see, let's make sure the QT. So the 8534, if it's the 52-inch fan. If you're ordering the 44-inch fan, you'd order a WFR 8547. Okay, so that's for the DC fan for the Qt. Tammy, if you can go down to the quad, because that's an AC fan. Okay, so that one's going to come with the TR500 remote. So you'd have to order that Bluetooth BT CR9 separately if you wanted Bluetooth compatibility with this fan, or you just order WFR50 if you wanted the Wi-Fi receiver. With the Wi-Fi, you're just going to get the receiver because that TR500 remote will already work with the fan. Any other questions on the controls? All right, I'll hand this back over to Tammy then.
Honestly, wanted to just say thank you. If you have any additional questions, feel free to type those in or just unmute yourself and ask those at this time. Or you certainly can always, if you think of something later, just contact one of us and we'll be able to answer those for you. And again, like I said earlier, the recording will be available probably tomorrow for your team. If you would like that, just let us know. And going forward, we are going to be hosting trainings every Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesdays at 11, Thursdays at 1. We have them planned through April. We'll send out an email early in the week on a Monday, most likely, with the links to the training. And we'll also, the schedule of what we are hosting went out in our newsletter, but we'll also post it on our Facebook and social sites probably today. And if you haven't signed up for our newsletters, please contact your rep. They can get you all set up with that. We usually send something out maybe twice a month, just giving you the updates on important information from any of our vendors. And kind of one of them is usually a newsletter that includes quite a bit of information. And again, like I said earlier, if you have any other training needs, just let us know. We are certainly happy to customize a webinar for you and your team. If there are no other questions, that's all we have for you today. Hopefully we see you back again at one of these webinars soon. We'll stay on for just a minute if you have questions. Otherwise, have a great day. Thank you.